It's been between an uglier and a blah blah kind of week, right? The damage has been limited. We've been down a lot. I think the problem, the inability of this market to sort of get off the ground and gain any steam or traction. So what's awaiting for us? What are we looking at for next week? I'm going to bring in the market bros, Rob Luna, Scott Martin, and Rob. We've seen very low volume, the lowest volumes of the year this week. So I'm not sure what to make of it. But what are you bracing for? What are you getting out of this market message?
You know what I think is going on right now, Charles? The trend's your friend. There's a lot of momentum players in the market right now, momentum ETFs. But think about the seasonality we're in right now. September, October, those are bad months last year, bad months this year. The question is why, though? People have to pay taxes next month. I think they're taking profits. Those names are in the momentum names. And with the lack of momentum in the market that we're seeing right now, I think that's going to keep money on the sidelines. I think it's going to be this way, a bit choppy for the next few weeks.
So, one thing we've learned, Scott, when the market hasn't had a 5% correction through August, it usually goes up for the rest of the year. It always does. Do you buy a dip, the kind of dip that Rob's talking about?
I do, and I think, Charles, the strong are going to survive this one. So what that means is it's kind of like a heavyweight boxing fight, really. I mean, even Mike Tyson, in his best days, did take some punches, believe it or not, and yes, delivered a lot more of them on his side. But the reality is this. I mean, a lot of great stocks. I mean, the Workdays, the ServiceNows, the Booking.coms, the Adobes, the Amazons, these pull back. I mean, they have bad weeks or even in some cases months that, as we believe at Kingsview, in a lot of these companies long term, you've got to take the advantages of these pullbacks to add to strengthening stocks or stocks that are strong. So in my opinion, you want to wait for some of those things to come back into you right now because Rob's right. I think we're going to have a lot of chop going forward. I think there's some concern over taxes. For some reason, there's concern over what the Federal Reserve is going to do, and I think they're just going to basically stimulate for the end of time. So take these pullbacks in stocks you like to add to your positions.
Not a lot of earnings next week, but we do get reads on manufacturing, the retail sector, retail confidence. Less than a minute to go, Rob, and we can get you in both. Scott, what's going to be the big mover? What's going to be the big thing that perhaps moves the needle next week?
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a big mover. I think it's going to be a lot of chop next week. I think investors should prepare for that. And I think, look, you got to look at individual stock selection right now, Charles. Look at themes out there like the semiconductors. Big systematic theme that we're going to be seeing for the next year, 2 years. Look at names like KLAC that are trading at a big discount right now. Pick winners. Don't wait for momentum. Don't wait for the news to tell you it's time to get in. Find some of those good names and get ahead of the curve.
Scott, you got 10 seconds.
That's too much. Darden Restaurants and Bloomin' Onion, too, I think, Charles. Those are companies that have pulled back, restaurants that have pulled back because of worries about the virus. Well, those are great companies. So when they pull back, buy in.
All right. And Bloomin's got one of the coolest symbols, BLMN. Hey, guys, have a great weekend. Liz Clayman's at the New York Stock